You've met Jiva and me just earlier. We are sisters. Jiva lives in Norway. I live in Slovenia at the moment. We are the DAISY Dream Team. The reason, because we're building one position together, but the main reason is that we decided to join our skills. Me maybe a little bit more on the vocal side, which I'm expressing now, and you as the technical support. So if any of you decide later on that you know, you want to proceed with this, oh, we are getting Roy as well. She will be the one that will jump in to help you if you have any issues with the setup of the whole thing. My background is in entrepreneurship, I suppose. Well, when I came back from England, I started my own company and was an entrepreneur for over 20 years. That's also how I met Veronica. And then 2 years ago, I sold the company and was having a very nice, leisurely, enjoyable time until my sis decided to, you know, break that and invited me to this project that I'm about to share with you. So let's dive into DAISY. I will share my screen and screen. And just before I do that, I will say hi to Roy as well, who just joined us.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Welcome. Welcome. Let me, like I said, DAISY, it's short for Decentralized AI System. And Jiva and I are the DAISY Dream Team, so this will be the presentation by us. I want to start off with a short legal disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor in any way. And it's important to realize that what I will introduce to you now, it's actually not a trading investment, but we are actually talking of crowdfunding, equity crowdfunding, DAISY AI development. So it's important to know that prior to Endotech going public and issuing of shares to all the crowdfunding members, we will have to do a KYC verification. And it's also important to realize that even though I will share some past performances with you, that of course they are not indicative of future results. We are in a high risk, high return market, and there are no guarantees. There are good months or good days at the moment and not so good days. And of course, this is part of crypto. It's also important to stress that officially DAISY is not available in all the countries due to some local restrictions, one of them, being US, but of course there are ways of going around that if there are people in the US who want to participate. So I would like to start with a kind of summary of DAISY vision, just so that things maybe fall into place before we go into the details, because like I said, it's quite a complex project and I find it easier to sort of put an overview to start off with. So DAISY is really easiest understood as a venture capital raising peer-to-peer community that's utilizing equity crowdfunding model on, at the moment, actually 11 upgradable smart contracts, which are built on the Tron blockchain. And the goal of it is to keep on funding leading edge breakthrough technologies that will pretty much revolutionize and transform the existing financial industry. So we're talking of a project that at the moment already has 2 projects within it, but it will be always adding on new projects as we continue. So we are now in, let's say, phase 1 of the project. It started in January of this year. In between, we had a small, a couple of months pause because the beta launch clearly showed that the smart contract will have to be transformed into more than one, because it was too there were too many calculations going on, and it was too slow, and the platform could not stand the amount of people that wanted to join, because in the first 4 days we actually had over 50,000 people joining and contributing over 100,000 over 100 million in funds. So it was a big launch, too big for the platform. Then the founders went back to the drawing board, got the best team of blockchain experts and redesigned it. So like I said, it's now 11 smart contracts and working really well. So really, it's not a company, it's a decentralized autonomous organization, a DAO that's being built, or that's building a DAISY crowd, so a large peer-to-peer crypto-friendly community, utilizing obviously network marketing, which is, we all know that any project that has the potential to succeed needs to have a strong community behind it. And that's the power of DAISY community, because in a really, really short time, we are building a huge, very connected community, because the co-founders, when they started, they actually did a very clever job of inviting top marketing experts, leaders globally, to participate and to take the top positions. And this was communicated, really well. So really globally, we are building strong communities on every single continent already now. The goal is that everybody can win with profits, equity, and income from people with very low wages or income in maybe Africa or India, to obviously everyone else. Up to 46% of the initial funding goes back to the community, but you do not need to invite anybody if you don't wish to be able to receive this 46%, because the way the matrix is set up, it's creating spillover, and the whole project, or the whole DAISY project, is not funded by the recruiting of new members. However, if you do see an opportunity in this, and you are a network marketer, or you want to become a network marketer, there is a very, very good and lucrative referral plan, and anybody who wishes to participate is well rewarded for this. But like I said, this is, let's say, the ecosystem building. But what the products or the projects that we are financing or crowdfunding for are actually now two. The first one being the DAISY AI, so the artificial intelligence that Endotech, which is a top leader in the fintech market, and an Israeli company, has actually started developing in 2012. So 9 years of history, not something that came up yesterday. And they are already extremely successful in what they're doing, which we will see a little bit later. But the goal of this crowdfunding is that we actually fund for the development of the super AI, or upgrade of the current AI, where the predictive probability will be up to 4 times higher. Of course, the members who are crowdfunding are rewarded for this. We receive equity share, we receive trading profits from crypto trading at the moment, and then in the next stages we'll see Forex and commodities, so our portfolio will be nicely spread out. There is also an opportunity for VIP accounts with Endotech, and later on all the funds that we are putting crowdfunding now, so enabling Endotech with assets under management to actually test their algorithms, will be converted into a hedge fund. So at a later stage, we will even get that part of money back. And we need to realize that all the trading done by Endotech for the DAISY AI is actually audited by KPMG, like quarterly. So we will be, every crowdfunding member will have access to the audit reports, not in their full extent, which is what they originally wanted, but apparently that's not allowed, because if it leaked to a non-member, that would be breach of contract. So, but we will have a possibility to see that, what we see in our back office is what's really going on in the real world. And then the second project that is already just before its launch, it's the DAISY token with the DAISY Launchpad. This will be a cross-chain launchpad, like a hybrid between Binance, PancakeSwap, and Crypto.com, which will really enable projects to launch and communicate with other chains. It will probably also have Cardano added to it later on, which means it will be a very interesting launchpad for many, many projects. And they already have more than 24, just 1 second, I think. Okay, more than 24 lining up. Oh, I have somebody else who wants to come in, sorry. So we have, what's important to know is that the coin is already listed on CoinMarketCap, even though it has not really been launched yet, but it is already advertised there. It is also ready to be listed on major exchanges from the very first day that it goes public. And many projects are already lined up to launch from it. And it's really a public, like non-MLM related project, which will be living by itself. But because it is the vision of the DAISY members that the DAISY, DAISY co-founders, that the DAISY members will have the opportunity to always participate in completely decentralized financial products, we actually get benefits from it, even though it will be, functional, independent of the DAISY community. But before it starts, as DAISY members, we will have exclusive rights to the pre-sale of the token. So only DAISY members will be able to purchase it on the 1st of July when it's launched. It will start, there will be 3 rounds of pre-sale tokens, and the first one will start at 10 cents and then 25 and then 75. And the target price for launching on CoinMarketCap when it goes public, it's actually $5. So a huge opportunity for all DAISY members to make some serious profit. Also, we will be given the matrix bonus from the pre-sale paid out in USDT, not in the token, which again shows that this is a real token with a real value, and that the founders have very much want to make sure that it is not diluted by paying the profits back in the token. Also, there will be a 10% of the public pre-sale will go back to the community, and everybody in the community who owns the token will be able to stake it and earn airdropped tokens of all the other projects that will be launching on the DAISY Launchpad. So it's an all-rounded project that really right now presents a very, very big opportunity, and that is the reason why Veronica and Jay decided that, to invite everybody to this call, because we still have 1 week to make the most out of this. And then, of course, like I said, there will always be, okay, why do you not want to, okay. There will always be new projects added on, and not really as a project, but the next thing that will happen will be this Forex trading, so that Endotech starts not only trading the funds on the crypto with the utilization of the AI algorithms, but also on the Forex. But there will be also other projects that we don't even know about yet. So let's just quickly have a look at who exactly is Endotech. I will gladly share this PowerPoint afterwards, because there are quite a few links here to the DAISY white paper for the whole DAISY AI, and also to the portfolio of all the algorithms. So you can really look at all these things yourself. And why is this thing not pointing to? Okay, it's really slow. Okay, so like I said, Endotech is the first technology partner for the DAISY crowd fund. It's been in the market since 2012 with a very good, I mean, great, proven track record of high performance results. We will look at the roadmap a little bit later, and it's currently providing AI trading systems for top financial institutions, one of them being Gemini, you know, so really serious institutions. If you look at the Gemini webpage, you see them listed as one of the partners, and it's founded by Dr. Anna Becker, and operated by her team of top AI scientists. And I would just like to briefly introduce you also to Dr. Anna Becker, who sadly we did not get a chance to meet in person, even though she was one of the keynote speakers on one of the conferences in Slovenia, which is Jožef Stefan Institute, is a very leading edge research facility in Slovenia, but sadly it was over Zoom. So, but you know, she is real. That's what I wanted to say. Basically, she has really a one-of-a-kind background of success in the fintech world of AI and compliance. She sits on the Financial Commission Dispute Resolution Committee. As an experienced executive and change agent in retail finance, Dr. Becker has worked with more than 300 brokers and has served as the compliance officer with regulators like the NFA and CFTC. Her trading software, Strategy Runner, provided full automation for over 50,000 clients with strategies offered by over 300 professionals. Veronica, it says that this meeting will end in 10 minutes because it's a free one.
Sorry, we just need to log in then again.
Okay, will you just generate another, or Živa, can you generate one and send it to Veronica, and you send it to everybody else, and I'll just keep on going. But when we get switched off, we just log into another one. Is that okay?
I can do that.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
So her trading software, Strategy Runner, provided full automation for over 50,000 clients with strategies offered by over 300 professional strategy developers. Strategy Runner was actually acquired by MF Global in 2011, and since then she worked closely with over 35 systematic funds in Israel as part of the Gilboa Fund of Funds, and took part in developing automation and AI technologies for brokers. Her team of AI scientists have more than 20 proprietary AI systems in operation and serve as the AI investing backbone of trading at more than 150 investment firms across the United States, Europe, and Asia. Their deep learning algorithms manage over $1 billion of assets under management and have been deployed in managing institutional monies for more than a decade. And following her PhD in artificial intelligence at the elite Technion University, Dr. Becker has founded and sold several AI companies in the fintech space and is now the founder and CEO of Endotech. So I think, we can just be really lucky that we have this kind of a partner in the Daisy AI, and I'm sure that that means the future can be very, very bright. And like I said before, all of us that decide to participate in this first phase will actually become equity shareholders of this fintech company under the leadership of Dr. Anna Becker. So maybe we go through the roadmap and then we just go into the, log into the next Zoom. So like I said, in 2012, Endotech was registered. In 2018, they started crypto trading, commercial crypto trading. In November 2020, Endotech was, valuation was made at 100 million. In January 2021, we started with the pre-launch of the Daisy Launchpad. Now we just are going to add the DeFi Launchpad and the Daisy IDO. And later on this year, we are adding the Forex trading and another 1 billion assets under management to complete that phase. And then Endotech is on goal to go public in the middle of 2022, when we become also the stockholders. So should we log out here and just log back in so we are not sort of stopped somewhere in between?
Yes, I sent a link. I sent a link on the chat here so people can just log in.
Okay.
And it's and I send you a message as well if you want to.
I resend this in the group to all of.
Okay, great.
I was in the messenger channel.
I did already.
Okay, great.
Okay,
see you in a second.
Bye.
Sorry. Bye. So how can we actually participate in the DAISY crowdfund? We have 10 possible participation packages. We call them tiers. The first one starting at $100, which means that to register, one needs to crowdfund the DAISY AI development with $100, which means $50 actually go into the fund for developing the AI, and $50 go into the DAISY crowd, so the network referral program. And for $100 contribution, we actually get 1 share of equity when Endotech goes public. The next tier is 200, so basically it always just goes times 2, whereby we now invested, let's say, or crowdfunded a total of $300, and again it's split 50-50, 150 to the fund and 150 to the crowd, and we get 3 shares. And for the higher tiers, so from tier 8 to tier 10, where the investment is or the crowdfunding contribution is higher, 70% actually go into the fund. So more money is being traded for us, and only 30% go into the community. So let's just quickly look at how is the whole, when we make a contribution, how this is distributed via the smart contract. Because it is on smart contracts, it's completely transparent. You can always use the Tron scan to see exactly how the money is distributed, which is a great advantage. And the reason we are using the Tron, it's because it's very fast, it's very cheap, it has a lot of upside in terms of the potential of growth, and it is at the moment one of the top networks for smart contracts, and the only one really well supporting the fiat crypto, I mean not fiat but stablecoin cryptocurrencies, USDT, which we're using, because when we started in January we were actually using Tron, but of course with the fluctuations it's not very friendly for everyday use, because people, you know, once it's not enough money to put in, once it's too much, so they switched when they were doing the upgrade to the USDT. So we make our USDT contribution, let's say $100, 50% goes into DAISY fund. If it's one of the higher ones, 70% will go into the DAISY fund. This is then sent to Endotech to be distributed among the 42 different algorithms that they are testing or developing for the DAISY AI. And up to 85, or not up to, exactly 85% of the profits that they generate actually go back to the community. 70% of these 85 each individual contributor gets, and 15% of this is distributed in the community in the referral plan. The other 50 to 30% goes into the DAISY crowd. So, and this up to 46% of this 50%, I mean, of this portion goes actually into the community, which we can look at a little bit later. And the part that we also mentioned before, 2% of the DAISY crowd fund, so of this portion, actually goes into the 10 million that we need to raise for Endotech to develop the DAISY AI and to then be rewarded by the stocks. So that's, let's say, the complete flow of money presented graphically to understand how it works. So this is just a reiteration of what we just said. When we make a $100 crowdfunding contribution, we actually have a matrix, which is a 3x10 matrix open for us, meaning that we have in first generation 3 people, then 9, 27, 81, all the way down to 88,572 people. We will look at this a little bit later. And that is our tier 1 matrix. If we want to also contribute the next level, so pay an additional $200 into the crowd fund, we then get another matrix opened, which is the $200 matrix. And then if we decide to upgrade to 400, the same thing repeats. So basically what we have is, like, if you see here, literally one matrix, 3x10 matrix, meaning this is, let's say, us. We have 3 direct people that we invited. If we invite another person, we actually already gift it to one of our members, or of course, they can invite new members themselves. So anybody that invites a member will just have that member fall into their matrix on the next available space. And altogether, like we said before, in each matrix, we have over 88,000 positions that can be filled up and from which we can benefit. And that's true for every single one of the tiers. So literally we have 10 3x10 matrices that are being filled up as the DAISY community grows. Right now we have about 130,000 members. So we are really still at the very, very beginning, to be perfectly honest. So we said before that, you are invited to, of course, to invite people, but you don't have to, which means that there are 3 different opportunities for completely passive income from the crowdfunding for AI. It means that each of us that decides to contribute will be at some point owning equity of Endotech, just in case something goes really, really, really wrong. Of course, we will have that money returned to us, but nobody, well, we're definitely not expecting that. Of course, if you are a stock holder, you will then be able to either sell those stocks or receive dividends in the near future. We are already, from the moment that we pay money into the crowdfunding project, given the trading rewards when Endotech is trading with our money. Of course, this depends on the trading performance, which right now is quite tricky due to everything going on in the crypto world. And that is also one of the reasons why probably already within this month they're already starting, but probably already next month we will have the Forex also added. So the AI will be able to at any point decide where to invest our money. Is it better to go in the crypto or in the Forex, or a little bit of everything, depending on the risk and of course the potential for the rewards. So when the crypto market is too volatile, it's too risky to trade, and right now most of the they've pulled out most of the positions and most of the money is in USDT, waiting for a clear signal of where the market is going. And then we also have the possibility of earning passive income from the network being built in our matrices, whereby we can actually get up to 46% of our total investment back because we were gifted members into our matrix from people either above us or people that are already in our matrix, inviting new members. So like I said, you don't have to invite anybody. Of course, you are encouraged to, but you know, everybody is allowed to do what they feel comfortable doing. If you do decide to, I mean, if you do, you can get up to 3 people in your generation 1 gifted to you or invited, which means that you receive 4% of whatever contribution they make from tiers 1 to 7. So for the lower tiers, and 2% from the higher contributions, because obviously more money there goes into trading. That means that you can make up to $12 on the generation 1 when people invest $100, and up to $36 on generation 2 if 9 people decide to invest $100. If we have, if we ourselves invested up to tier 7, and all these positions are filled in our matrix, so let's say we have 12 members gifted to us in all 7 generations, we would be making about $6,000 altogether. And these are the numbers, so another 21 if all these positions were filled, and we also ourselves invested also tier 8, 9, and 10. Basically, whichever tier you invest, that opens for you that matrix for the potential of earning these earnings without ever inviting anybody to Daisy. Is everything clear up to here, or should I explain anything in more detail?
So far, so good for me.
Thank you. Then I continue. Okay. Basically, yeah, we said we have, tier 7, 1 to 7, where 50% goes into the Daisy Fund, tier 8 to 10, where 70% goes into Daisy Fund. But then we also have a VIP possibility, which allows you to actually participate in the Daisy AI development and Endotech AI development with special privileges. Because if we look at the past, like before January 2021, the institutional partners of Endotech were of course welcomed. They still are, but it would usually mean that you would have to have at least $1 million to open an account with Endotech, and you would need to pay an upfront $125,000 for a 1-year institutional license, which of course is a lot of money for most people. And we now have the privilege to have access to exactly the same algorithms, which are, by the way, being improved, and that's not available to institutional because the improved AI is exclusive to Daisy, for just $100. But of course, there are people who want to invest much more than $100. There are people who want to invest much more than $102,000, which is actually the maximum if you invest or if you crowdfund tiers 1 to 10. So if you decide to crowdfund tiers 1 to 10 first, you actually then can have a VIP account set up directly with Endotech, and that with a minimum of $20,000 is for like extra to start trading. So you would have to invest first $102,000 into the Daisy crowdfund, and then if you have an additional $20,000, you can actually become a VIP contributor. This 20,000 or whatever it is would be actually funds that stay in your personal exchange account, which you can set up either on Gemini or Binance or possibly other ones as well. It's actually connected to Endotech via an API link or whatever you call that. And you would only be paying 5% of this, let's say $20,000 to Endotech for setting up this account. This is a promotion, which I don't know how long it will be going on, but it is going on at the moment. And then it will be 10%. And 100% of your funds, or 95% of your funds, then actually go into trading. From the profits that are generated from trading, you get to keep 80%, and the other 10% goes to Endotech, and the other 10% is actually distributed back again into the community, whereby the person who invited you gets 4%. The person, if you were, let's say, invited by one of the members that you already have, so your second generation gets 2%, and then 2% goes into Pacesetter Gold bonus pool and Pacesetter Leadership pool, which we will look at a little bit later. But basically, there are two pools which the founders created because they really want to promote people globally helping each other and working for the same goal. And it's, in my opinion, a very, very good way of really, you know, removing a lot of rivalry and competition, and sort of encouraging people to work together, help each other, and so on. So it's really pleasant to be part of this community because everybody is willing to help everybody. Okay, that I already said. This is now the part that we looked at before, and it was, you know, number one project, the DAISY AI. Now we look quickly into the second project, which is being added on 1st of July. So to be able to make the most benefit for this opportunity that goes live on 1st of July, I would like to explain also this part, even though it's not active yet, really. So what we saw so far is what's already working, and this part now will actually become valid on 1st of July, but we have to prepare for it. So like we said, the DAISY token will go to pre-sale to exclusively only the DAISY members on the 1st of July. This launchpad was announced on the Digital Summit 21 event on June 10th, which just happened, and where DAISY was the exclusive sponsor. So there were, you know, people from, I don't know, the CEO of Binance, Netflix, MetaMask, you know, really known figures in the DeFi world who were all endorsing DAISY. And over 50,000 participants were on these calls learning about DAISY, which is, you know, great marketing for us. The DAISY coin is already listed on CoinMarketCap, even though it's not on sale yet, and of course it doesn't have a value yet, but the goal is that we will start off with a public value of $5. This I already said that it's a cross-chain DeFi launchpad for IDOs. It will be basically a utility token for the DAISY launchpad platform. So, you know, it will, anything that launches of DAISY platform will need DAISY token to function. So its value will automatically have to go up, even if, you know, the market is, the demand and is changing every day a lot. We will all be earning other DeFi tokens of all the projects that will be launching on DAISY Launchpad just by staking the tokens that we purchase. Like I said, we have the possibility to participate in the pre-sale of tokens, which will start at 10 cents. And then when the first round, which is 7% of the total token supply, will be sold, the next round will be at 25 cents, again 77%, and then the next one again at 7% at 75, and the last one at $1. And 46% of the purchase the money that's used for purchasing the tokens is going to go back into the DAISY community exactly the same way as we saw before for the crowdfunding tiers. Also, the purchasing of the DAISY tokens will take the exactly same format as the crowdfunding format is. So again, if you registered and participated in the crowdfund with $100, so bought tier 1, you will now be able to actually buy $100 worth of tokens. If you participated or crowdfunded tier 2 and you put in a total of $300 into the DAISY AI development, then you will also be able to, or entitled to, purchase $300 worth of tokens. And all the way to the 10th tier, the same thing. You cannot buy more tokens than what you participated in the crowdfund. You can buy less. You don't even have to buy. You will get the rewards if people in your matrix buy the same way as if people upgrade or register in your matrix. The same the same genealogy and the same logic of reward works for the crowdfunding part of DAISY as well as the Launchpad part of DAISY. All the referral bonuses will be paid out instantly, exactly the same way as they are for the crowdfunding part of DAISY, and they are paid out in USDT directly into your Tron wallet. The token pre-sale is limited to 30% of the total supply. 2% that I did not mention earlier, again, go into these gold pay setter and leadership pools that I mentioned before that are encouraging the whole community to work together. If they don't manage to sell all the tokens in the pre-sale, which will only go on for 1 week, they will actually burn them. Again, making sure that we are not decreasing the value, but rather increasing the value of the token. And yeah, this we already said, so let's continue. I will really quickly just mention all the different ways of earning if you decide to be a network marketer and invite people to DAISY. But I will not go through all the details here because I think it's more important that we discuss any questions that you might have. And if anybody would like to build, then of course I'm more than willing to either explain this in as we continue today. But I don't want everybody to have to listen to this if you're not interested, or we can arrange another call, whichever you prefer. Okay, so we have 3 different incomes. Upfront income, which is really paid instantly into our Tron wallet. That means that we get 5% from whatever people that we personally invite to DAISY contribute to the crowdfund. We also have the 3x10 forced matrix bonus table, which the first 2 lines for generation 1 and 2 we had a look at, and then the other generations are locked until you meet some criteria. So we'll look at that a little bit later. And then we also have a 10% matrix check matching bonus, which means that when people who we invited are earning, we get 10% of whatever they're earning, and the 2 leadership bonuses that I already mentioned. And then, of course, we have the passive income or the residual income, which is which we are given when people are actually, in our matrix, are actually withdrawing profits that were made by Endotech. So, we invest, and then when people decide to cash in on the profits, we also benefit from that. And again, the leaders are also benefiting from that, and we also have the stock equity. So I think I will, for a moment, stop sharing here and just invite everyone to ask any questions, and then I will just quickly look at how to join, or maybe I do this part as well just now, but that's not so important. Anyway. away. Where are you? Share screen.
Do you have anyone questions for Eve?
I'm good. I understand. Well, I understand most of it.
That's good. Most people need to watch it 3 times at least. So that's really good, Frances.
I'll need to go through it slowly with the slide deck, and probably after that I'll have questions.
Okay.
If I can forward those to Veronica.
Or yeah, absolutely.
Or direct, however.
Or I can just directly contact, connect, and Francis, you can actually ask everything Eve or Jiva.
Yeah, I think that would probably be easiest because I think, you know, I'm always for optimizing ways of sharing information. And it can be either a call or a Zoom call or whatever. I would be honored to answer any questions.
You're very kind, thank you.
So just maybe, am I sharing from?
Yeah, you're sharing.
I am sharing. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so this is the technical part. So this is the part where Jiva starts to help if anybody finds this overwhelming. But basically, to join Daisy, you need to download the TronLink wallet app either on your phone or on your computer or both. You need to prepare the minimum of 100 USDT on TRC20 network. So ideally, you buy them either in Binance or one of the exchanges that have the TRC20 network possibility. And then you transfer them to your TronLink app. You will also need a little bit of TRX, so Tron, because the fees for everything that's done on the Tron blockchain are at the moment still in Tron, obviously. Then you get the sign-up link from the person who invited you to this call. So in this case, Veronica and Jade. And you then connect your Tron link to the Daisy platform via the link that you get from Veronica, and you fund tier 1. And then if you want to, you can immediately start upgrading to whatever tier level you want to go. And if by any chance you want to, be also a VIP member, or have the VIP account set up with Endotech, then we actually have to connect you directly with Endotech, and one of their salespeople, or I don't know exactly what they call them, helps you to set that up. So that's not Jiva's domain anymore. That's Endotech's domain on the tech side then. But that's pretty much it. I would just like to say thank you for listening to me, and I hope that together we create Daisy history. And any questions or any comments or anything, welcome.
Do anybody has, Roy, Dorian, questions that want to ask?
Sorry, I was muted. No, up to this moment, everything is fine. I didn't understand everything, so I think same as Francis, I have to go through several times. So I think it would be better for me, from my side, to just take it easy, go slide by slide, and maybe there are some questions raised.
I will share the full presentation, which also has the slides in regarding the matrix. So, you can really have a look at everything. Like I said, if I also added that part in right now, it would be even more overwhelming. This is, from past experience, just too much information in one go. So welcome to have a look. Whatever questions come up, I will share my phone. You can WhatsApp me. or we can have another Zoom call, or you can send me an email and we'll just try and explain them as best as possible. And if you want to, we also have the DAISY Dream Team YouTube channel where we tend to link all the different videos that are made, various webinars, explanations, you know, calls with Dr. Anna Becker explaining exactly how the trading is done. So different bits of information that we've been subjected to since January. Some of them, of course, still very relevant, some of them not anymore because it's, now June. But, you know, if you want to dig much deeper, a lot of information is there. If you want to take the shortcut, just ask exact questions and I'll do my very best to answer them.
Eva, can you share this presentation here in the Zoom that maybe all of they can just download?
That might be difficult. Well,
No, I mean,
I think I'll have to just maybe take out some comments which I wrote quickly,
no problem.
In January, where I pretty much still, you know, wrote every single word.
But there is, but there is a presentation, updated presentation on daisycrowd.com. On their website and DAISY Global website. So everything is there in all languages. And so if we share this link, it's very easy to go there and then you have the PDF of the presentation.
Okay, that's good.
So
Roy Max, do you have any question?
Well, I'm just wondering, this is multi-level marketing?
It starts with, I mean, the community is being built by multi-level marketing, but the community serves as the backbone for the different DeFi projects which will be added to it. So it's an equity crowdfunding multi-level marketing, which means we will always be funding for the development of new projects.
Yeah, but you also get these problems with a lot of people that are just trying to get cash that maybe are really short term and yeah, you know, too much speculation. Yeah.
Absolutely, and that's, you know, one of the reasons why I think we were all very happy that in January the platform crashed after 4 days because too many people wanted to join. And then we had, let's say, 3 months pause before they really restructured everything. So now we are ready to go into next phase and next phase and next phase without ever having to stop again. You know, they decided to upgrade to much higher than was initially planned for phase 1. So it took longer, but even during those 3 months, we were all receiving profits from the trading. So it's, you know, there are many multi-level marketing companies who obviously are legit, and multi-level marketing is one way of making a peer-to-peer, I mean, the best way to making peer-to-peer community and explaining this kind of project. But it obviously is also can be used for scams and, you know, Ponzi schemes and so on. But yeah, we were earning when there was not any money coming in because the platform wasn't working. So it's very obvious that it's definitely not being financed from money coming in by new people joining and being distributed, and then, you know, having the possibility of at one point stopping. It is really the proper way that network marketing is supposed to be, that it is a word of mouth, trust related, a way of explaining and inviting people to participate in something that can provide them with life-changing money, because we are entering a new era in the financial world, in this decentralized financial world, and there are huge opportunities, and the founders are visionaries who decided to build a community that will have access to this kind of projects.
Yeah, a really good friend of mine, he have been successful with building up to multi-level marketing. One of them have getting on stock exchange in Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we have always talked like in kind of like some funny ways also by doing this multi-level marketing, because you have so much risk for each of the one of the person, because how can you kind of like ensure that the people that are coming in there, and if some of them just want to get lucky or just want to sell finance product and they don't really understand what's, if the technology it's really good and the algorithm it's making good cash, I'm never like, I don't, where can I see the portfolio?
On the there is a link in the presentations. I will actually share my presentation because it's exactly the same as the one that's available on the webpage, because I've put links into other things. So you have the white paper link there, you have the portfolio of Endotech there, and it is audited by KPMG. So you know, one of the top 4 auditing companies worldwide is auditing all the trading and reporting. Before we had the possibility of paying out any profits, it was audited. The full trading was audited, and it will be audited every 3 months.
Yeah.
So,
but
full transparency is there. From the crowdfunding part, the full transparency is because it is on a smart contract on the blockchain. So you have the Tron scan, and you can actually see exactly where the money is going. And from the trading part, it is again fully transparent because of the audits by KPMG.
Yeah.
But yes, I totally hear you, Matt. And one of the reasons, you know, why in January, when we were first introduced to this project and we started, we weren't inviting people because I wasn't sure either. But it gave us 4 months to dig deep, understand everything, listen to many calls with Dr. Anna Becker and other people from Endotech, and really do our due diligence to make sure that we are not inviting somebody, I mean, people, our friends, and wider to something that potentially we will regret. I have one experience of that kind from 10 years ago, and I for sure don't want to repeat it. But saying that, of course, it is a high risk, high investment. You know, I am absolutely sure that the people who created this project and who are founding this project have the best intentions of changing the lives of many worldwide for the better. But there is, of course, no guarantee that anything that we set out to do today will be successful, because the world is a little bit unpredictable right now. So everybody should invest the sort of money that, you know, they can potentially lose, and it will not significantly have a significant impact on their lives. But of course, you know, I think all of us are in the position where we want to spread the money that we have into different projects with potential earnings, some safer, some maybe more adventurous. But of course, the potential of earning is always related to how adventurous something is.
Mm-hmm. I think just that it will be a really good idea to have some kind of like know your customer, so you get good documentation for all the people that want to just sell the product and not to invest themselves.
I mean,
because if they can get 5% commission or 4% commission, that's pretty, in Norway, that's pretty good of selling a finance product.
Are you in Norway, Matt?
I'm sitting in Norway, yeah.
Me too.
Can you speak Norwegian?
Yeah, det kan jeg.
Yeah, that's all I can speak.
Well, that's interesting. Okay, we'll talk later. Nice.
No, I totally agree with you, but it's not that. I mean, 5% commission on network marketing is not that big commission. But yes, I absolutely agree with you. And the reason.
I'm sorry, but can I, for example, in Sensino, you earn about 2% of where you're selling directly products, and then I think you will receive about 0.5% or something like that from the whole system. And since you are from Norway, my friend is called Finn Olav. He's sitting in the board, and he has started some of the other ones that have been pretty huge in Norway as well. And they were listing this company on the stock exchange because they didn't want to have all this hassle with people always asking them, is this a pyramid company? How is it, will it last for 10 years and all this? So, and since you can take higher commission, and I guess that's because you're just trading hard cash, so you don't have problems with all this cost for the products that you are selling in. Hey, yeah, I was just receiving a message. Yeah, but you know what? I can write down all my questions.
Sure.
And this is not like because I'm skeptic or something like this. This is just because I think it's really smart to have ask those questions before.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so I can put down my questions, and I can also come with some companies that have done some similarities, and but I don't know how this algorithm and this kind of things works though. So and how yeah.
I mean, Mats, if I can't answer your questions, which is a possibility, we can always invite one of the top leaders to help us. We've done that in the past, and they are always willing to help. This is one of the things I said, you know, that the community really works together. If I understand you correctly, you have reservations, especially because we all know that people can get over enthusiastic in selling something when there is a nice bonus to be made in commission, and you know, they stop.
Yeah, if the sellers don't run the risk for the brand, and if they're so they can just basically lie, they can tell all kind of stupid shit, and if they don't have a good reason to don't be too optimistic, they will just sell things that doesn't really match up with what the company is trying to do. Yeah.
I totally hear you, and I totally agree with you. And there were problems, or some problems of that kind, because yes, when you go to the masses, everybody is an individual, and everybody works in a different way. Some people.
Yeah. But I have a suggestion. I don't know how, but this is it's called Nordnet. They have been starting with taking if you want to trade by that platform. You need to take an exam. You need to really show that you understand what you're doing. So if you want to go short on something, then you have to explain for someone how the short really work, because
yeah, I think Binance has the same thing, that you know, you have to actually
it's a complex
prove that you know risks before you can engage.
Join.
But what I wanted to say is that one of the steps that the co-founders took in trying to minimize the risk of this, I mean, when I started, I said this project is really hard to explain, and it is, because it is so complex and so big, and you know, we are adding on things, and I can't draw to you know, it is complex. So what they've done is they've actually put out a marketing application which, you know, has links to the videos explaining the different aspects of the DAISY project. So you have like a 3-minute introductory video, and then different 10 minutes. I think Veronica forwarded the link to most of you, so you could have had a look at that. And then of course, how most of the onboarding is done is via this kind of Zoom calls, whereby some people have decided to really try and understand the whole project in detail and explain it in detail via a 1 hour or even longer presentation. And there are recordings of the presentations done by co-founders on YouTube, so that we are really encouraged not to sell by ourselves, but to either use the app or to use YouTube. And you know, there's the disclaimer on every single slide. This is high risk, high return. You should not invest money you cannot lose. Nobody can guarantee past results, because nobody knows what will happen tomorrow. But of course, if you want to participate and have the potential of high gains, then this is the risk you need to decide that you're willing to take. And everybody should do their due diligence. But you know, the information is there. What we found out is that people, I will say it bluntly, people are lazy. They don't want to do the research. They don't want to take time to really investigate something, to really understand something. They would just like to see to yield the benefits that are there. And of course, that can be then quite tricky. I mean, we've had many people say, no, you know, I'll invest because I trust you. I don't want you to trust me, because I don't want to have the feeling that I convinced you into something. Please go and do your research. I can supply the links to make it easier or not, and you know, decide for yourselves. And I think people should do that. A lot of the people who are unhappy and who do get scammed in various pyramid schemes are people who just hope that the money will fall from the sky, and when it doesn't, everybody else is guilty for that, not themselves. You know, use your brains and you know, see if something sounds too good to be true and so on. And I think that's one of the lessons that is being played out in the world. And yeah, like you said, many people just want to get rich quick and do fall for various scams.
Yeah. But where can you find this presentation? Are most of these nicer presentations and the portfolio?
It's on the endotech.io. You just sign up there with your email so that they know who you are, and then you see. I mean, I can just give me 1 second. I can try and. What happened now? What am I sharing now?
You're sharing their front page.
The front page, that's not what I want. I want to, the front page of Endotech or not?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, so you have here.
Now you're not sharing anything.
Huh? Now I'm not sharing anything.
Now you stop sharing, yeah.
That's not good. Let's start again. Yeah. So you have the endotech.io/portfolio, and you actually see all the different strategies in here listed one by one. Whichever one you click on, performance. You actually see everything from the, you know, what it was invested, the annual return, the peak to valley, risk to reward, worst daily loss, worst in percentage and in USDT, winning months, losing months, the whole graph, how much is at the moment. So it's at the moment completely in USDT, not trading because obviously it's too crazy. You can see for every single one of the strategies what's going on. And you know, they also have their Telegram channel where they're posting this. And like I said, you know, if you are one of the investors, the VIP investors, then obviously you see the trading going on. But Anna Becker said that she will be making a weekly videos showing us also live trading. Obviously they cannot open it up because 130,000 people having access to live trading would mean that there will be, of course, people taking advantage of that and piggying back and so on. But they are trying to make it as accessible for us to understand what's going on, to even teach us, you know, what exactly is the trading, how they're doing it. They tell us, you know, exactly what's going on when they exited, like the dip that we've just seen. They actually exited BTC and Ether, which is it's 85% of the portfolio, at pretty much the optimum time. Like I think BTC was at 57,800, and we all know that it was peak was 63, and you know, the problem was the BNB coin that they were holding a lot of to cover the costs of Binance transactions, and the AI was still showing that the market is still very much bullish. So most of the money was invested in the strategies that are for the bullish market, not for the bearish market. So they did not take that much profit, or the strategies that are for, you know, shorting strategies were played out really well, but there was very little of the fund invested in those, because overall the market is still predicting it's a bullish trend, but of course with certain things going on right now.
But are they just in crypto, or are they?
At the moment, it's just crypto. They're starting testing the Forex next week, and I don't know how quick.
How's this investment going for the last, say, two weeks?
We dropped about 10% since April 22nd, when the big dip happened. We dropped about altogether, I think, 20% as opposed to the whole thing. So we are still in profit, as opposed to pretty much everything else that was so much better than let's say my Binance portfolio. I'm sad to admit.
But is this micro trading, but like intradaily?
They would like to avoid that, because crypto is not really supposed to be micro trading. Of course, the market at the moment is pretty unique as opposed to the history, and that's one of the reasons why they want to bring Forex in as soon as possible. Because while it is so volatile and so choppy and so unpredictable and so manipulated, really, they don't want to really trade. Like I just showed you, I mean, everything is in USDT because it's not safe to trade. So, and they don't want to have our funds in USDT, because then obviously we're not making money. It's just sitting there, and they want to move it to Forex. They've been trading Forex since 2012. So they started trading in Forex and commodities even before crypto. Crypto they only added in 2018. So they are doing that for various institutions and stuff. It was decided last year when they started talking about DAISY that it will start with crypto, but then Forex and commodities will be added, so that our portfolio or our investment is spread over these three areas to minimize the risk and optimize the possibility for profit. And so Forex we are expecting very soon, and commodities beginning of next year probably.
Yeah. Yeah, but I will take a look into it. But
Okay.
yeah, okay. Thank you.
Thank you.